Hello, everyone, and thank you for your time today and for gathering with me to go over the results of our recent equity audit. As the faculty at Meadowview Elementary School, we're all invested in the success of our students. I know that we are all in agreement that we have some change to bring about, and our audit has helped us to narrow our focus so that we can be much more effective in this process. As we have gathered data and talked among ourselves in the process, we've discovered many things about our students and our community. We've known for a while that our economically disadvantaged students are adversely affected in their academics, but we had not realized the depth of that until we broke down the data. We now see that this particular group of students not only performs at a lower level than the other groups of students in the areas of math and reading, but that they are also a group that is most likely to have discipline referrals. One thing that we can all agree on is the cycle of deficits that our families are experiencing. Many of you have taught here long enough and have known the families and taught some of the older families. What we see over and over is a lack of concern for the educational system as a priority in the lives of our community members. Our students aren't taking ownership in their learning, and we haven't yet made a connection with these families that draws them in as a partner in their children's educational careers. We have some work to do if we are going to turn this around, but as many of you have already expressed, our students have far too much potential to settle for just mediocre. So, how do we propose to bring about this change? One thing I've realized recently is that I'm reaching only a small number of our stakeholders in my communications. I feel as though my rapport with the parents I see is good, but I'm only seeing a small percentage of them. When I send out communication, either electronically or otherwise, these communications are not reaching as far as I expect them to. I need to make myself more visible and more accessible to the families in our communities. Many of them do not have the means or the motivation to come and see me, so I have got to go and see them. As we've discussed many times in recent years, the culture of our school will come from one of two places. It will either come from the outside in, or it has to come from the inside and push its way out into the community. If we begin building a strong, positive culture inside our school, we can begin to push that positivity out into the community and grow that sense of pride throughout. I recognize that as we began this equity audit process, I gave you the direction in which we would move, and then we collected data based on that direction. When we begin in our new audit, it will be because you have recognized a specific need and expressed a potential direction that we need to move in from your perspective. You are the ones in the trenches every day, and now that we are completing the process and beginning the implementation phases of it, you're more aware of how our data can determine our needs. So I welcome any future suggestions for areas of improvement. As we begin to implement our home visits, our oral history, and our student-led conferences, I believe we're going to develop that sense of pride in themselves and their work that our students have been missing. Regardless of the economic situations of our students, they can find success and begin to build positive attitudes towards school and academics. Our job is to take the information we now have and use it to our advantage.